This is the Zac Anesbury Show.
Welcome. Today's podcast clip comes from an interview with Chris Villani from Foodland Supermarkets Australia. Marketing heading then, is there is there developments that are happening in the retail sector? COVID's maybe increased online sales.
Yeah.
Do you think in a post-COVID world, say mid-next year, that'll deflate again? Or do you think we're now accepting online sales more?
It's a really interesting question, and I think it's certainly one a lot of the analysts are currently looking at to help answer that question. I'm not entirely sure if there is a consensus. To answer the question directly, where is marketing headed? I certainly think the events of the world in the previous 5-6 months with COVID have certainly helped shape that. And I certainly think online is going to be even more prominent. Mm-hmm. It's not to say that it's going to be the most important thing, and it's why we should focus all of our attention on. But during this period, we certainly have seen online sales dramatically increase out of necessity more than anything, because a lot of places have actually been closed. You've had no reason to do it. But what that's done is that's brought forward trial. And I guess some people thought, you know what, this is actually not too bad. I'm going to continue to do this. Others have thought, I'm going to go back and doing what I'm normally going to do. So I think that digital space is certainly one to look out for, not just with online shopping, but even something like your weekly catalogue. Our catalogue's going to exist in the future. The research that we do have, again, admittedly a pre-COVID world, certainly does say, yes, physical catalogues are important, and we certainly don't have intentions of stopping them. But as we do move forward into this digital space, we have to really start to ask the question, what else can we do to reach more people? And there is probably some potential in that digital online space.
Right. Yeah, I kind of think that, COVID and shops closing, or a fear of not wanting to leave your house, would have induced a lot of trial for online, especially supermarket shopping, where, you might be a little bit too hesitant to get food delivered to your house, as opposed to a pair of socks or something. Like, send me a pair of socks from China. I have no worries about it. I still haven't used online supermarket shopping, actually. What's the Foodland offering for that?
It'll vary from store to store.
Okay.
So some stores will have an online offer. Some stores will have a delivery offer and a pickup offer. Some might just have a pickup. Some stores have a delivered to your car, so you can just stay in your car and get it out there as well.
Wow. Yeah, I still have not given it a shot. It's something that I probably should do at some point. But I mean, I'm a one-person household, right? So I don't buy big. I mean, if you went to my house and looked in my refrigerator, it's eggs and butter and milk and staples, basically. And if I want a meal, I'll go buy a piece of meat and vegetables and whatever, and then I'll cook. Or I'll do like a big bulk thing, and then I'll have meals for a couple of days, and then I'll freeze the rest.
Well, we actually have seen, so buy as you need is a fairly common phrase that's used, and that's, for example, I'm a buy as you need consumer. So when I run out of something, I go to the supermarket, but I can go to the supermarket almost every day or every second day. What we have seen in the past 6 months are fewer trips to the supermarket, but larger baskets.
Okay.
So I guess people are cutting out an unessential trip to the supermarket and making sure they just buy more things in that trip. I guess just so they don't have to expose themselves to going out as much as they maybe once did.
Yeah, I'd definitely be. I mean, we were a little bit lucky in Adelaide at the moment with the only active cases we know of COVID are basically in those medical hotels, which are guarded by police.
Right.
It's like, which hotels are they at? Those ones over there with fencing around them.
But I actually do want to point out, I did say that digital, I think there might be a larger trend to digital, but I think it's really important, especially as a marketer, to note that the fundamentals of brand building and how brands grow, even if it's on a digital platform, will not and do not change. It's just a different vehicle. It's just a different. I think a lot of people think that social is completely different. They think that brands grow differently online, all this. We know how brands grow. We know what brands need to be successful. The vehicle that they're in might change, but the fundamentals will still remain the same.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. So that people don't get, thinking.
It's easy to get carried away. It's really easy to get carried away and think that digital is something so vastly different to everything else in the marketing mix. Because let's not forget, there was a point in time when TV was new, right?
Yeah.
Where TV was competing with radio, and TV was supposed to be this brand new thing, and we did things differently with it. It had a whole new medium in terms of visual component, that as it really turns out, what you do on radio, you would probably do on TV as well, maybe just with the added component of some visual cues.
Yeah. So it might just another channel.
That's right.
Hey guys, it's Zac Anesbury here with just a couple of quick reminders. If you've enjoyed today's podcast, then make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. There are plenty more interviews to come with some of the world's leading marketing academics and practitioners. You do not want to miss these. In the meantime, if you're looking for another way to connect, then follow me on Twitter at Zac Anesbury. That is ZACANESBURY, for my take on the marketing issues of the day.